Yo, 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 yo. Welcome back. Welcome back to Mic Check, Mic Check. Today on the show, we're joined by former NBA guard, known for his toughness on the court and leadership of it, right? Am I right, E?
That's
From the
pretty
league
much what
to
it is.
from the league to life after basketball. The homie Eric. There you go.
Yes,
He's gonna
sir.
share powerful insights on resilience, growth, and purpose. Let's get into it.
Yeah,
Please
Money
welcome
Mike.
Erick Strickland.
Money Mike, I appreciate you, my boy.
Let's
Money
go. How
Mike,
you?
Eminem, whatever, aka the Money Man. We excited to be here, man. Thanks for inviting me. I appreciate you. I saw you have my guy Joe Smith on as well, not
Oh
too
yeah.
just very shortly, not too long ago. So, me and Joe, I call him Joe Beast. So we go back, man. I got in the studio with him. We didn't drop some verses, man. Joe is one of the best, genuine, authentic dudes that I know, man.
Oh, you spit E? I ain't even know that.
Nah, I don't really do it like that, but I do. You know what I mean? It's kind of in a similar light, man. Like I don't act either. I'm not like an actor or nothing, but I act. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's
No,
like just
absolutely.
my life in itself can be I can be a character. I'm not wishy-washy or I'm not a dude that wears a mask. I'm very much me, but I'm saying, within my given life. So I've actually been in a movie. The
Oh
first movie I was
wow.
in was called Intentions. It's on Tubi and it's on Amazon Prime. So
Oh nah,
so
we
I'd love
watching
for you to
that.
check it out, man. It's
Oh
called
nah, we watching
Intentions.
that. We
Yeah, I'm like the
watching that.
CEO of
What's your
the
role in there?
I'm the CEO of this company, and young female that's she steps I'm literally in the first scene. She steps into my office, and there's some sabotage, because she's rising up the ladder. So people are trying to undermine her rise, and that's kind of what it's about. Unfortunately, I find out the information, and I got to deal with it because I'm the CEO. So
Right,
it's
right,
it's
right,
one of
right.
those type of things. So it's some little funny parts into it. It's not big budget or anything like that, but it actually has a pretty good little storyline.
Nah, that's cool.
I got to
I
be in another
actually
one too.
Nah, that's what's
It,
up. I
it is
actually
fun.
know a nice little director too. Shout out to Matty Toscas, man. Like he's my boy. I've known him for a while. He's a great director, and he has a couple of movies on Tubi too. So shout out to him. Yeah,
Yeah.
I could definitely send his contact. Your way. He's always looking for for actors and stuff like that. I was actually in a movie myself. It's called Fighting with Channing. I hope I'm saying his name right. Channing Tatum.
Channing Tatum, yeah.
So I was
Yeah,
in a
Money
movie.
Mike. His name is Money Mike,
Yeah, yeah,
or whatever. The stripper Mike, whatever part he
yeah, the
played.
Magic
Magic
Mike.
Mike. That's
Yeah, yeah,
it.
yeah. That's a
Magic Mike.
fact.
Yeah.
E, looking back at your NBA career, right? What moment stands out as the most pivotal or game changing for you?
I obviously life in itself has it's like a roller coaster. It's multiple ups, it's multiple downs, there's valleys, there's mountaintops. There's a lot of that's involved, right? So I can say there's two pivotal moments, and there's really more, but you have to be able to take account or look at those moments and be able to glean what you can get from them while you're in the midst of them and wherever it takes you to the next step. Outside of making the team, being a free agent in one of the what some would arguably say questionably one of, if you put three of them up there, top draft class of all time with 96, obviously being Allen Iverson, Kobe, Antoine Walker, Marcus Camby, Steve Nash, Ray Allen, Stephon Marbury. Shoot, I could keep going. Peja Stojakovic,
Yep.
Samaki Walker, which was my teammate in Dallas. So we can continue to just go down that road, but to be able um, to make the team when all odds were against it. When even my college coach, they were talking about this is part of the pivotal conversation. My college
Right.
coach, he's talking about, we'll get you overseas, and I'm looking at him side-eyed like, what you talking about? Overseas?
Yeah, yeah.
Then having coaches like Eric Musselman and guys like that. There's a crazy story about that one too, but where they're saying my agent, he can't play. I go out to pre-draft camp and I'm sick and throwing up. But I still was giving it my all. And to go on and make that team where, Jason Kidd was there at the time, Jamal Mashburn and Jim Jackson, which is what some would say was the big three, young group that was brought together, just wasn't able to put it together. But on top of that, then getting cut halfway through the season, when you get cut, I didn't look at it from a negative standpoint. Go and play in the CBA up in Oklahoma City and not playing, taking the initiative to go in and sit down with my coach and say, hey, listen, I understand I'm coming late. I understand you got your team set, but I don't plan on being a career CBA. You have to take those initiatives in life. I don't care what it is, whether it's you taking a step and being, a podcast and stepping out on your own, or it's you at that job where you've been putting in the quality of your work, and then the next thing you know, you need to step in there and have that conversation. You need to do that. And then I go get traded to Quad Cities. Me and Rick Brunson were there. He was the starter. I was his backup, which is Jalen Brunson's dad.
Yeah.
And he was a coach as well with the Knicks, with Thibodeau, and so forth and so on. So getting there, being the backup, and not worried about that part of it, but just still doing my thing. Have 40 up in Grand Rapids and get the call to come back. And this is that pivotal moment for that transition, because I had to look at that situation, not that I'm just back, but that I looked at the totality of it, that they have 7 players, because they hadn't fulfilled the trade yet. So Mike Finley and Nash and all of them haven't come over yet. So I said, this is the time to kick this door in. They've got to play me. I've got to get these minutes. They've got nowhere else they can go. So make the best of it. Kick that door down. And so go up. I think my first game, have 12. Go down to Sacramento, play against Mitch Richmond, have like 25, hold him to like 21. And from there, I never left the court, outside of injury. I was always a starter for the rest of the time that I was there. And then that last pivotal moment, I would say, I wouldn't advise people to do this, but actually it wasn't about money for me, because I just love basketball like that. But stuck up in Vancouver, miserable, not feeling good about the game, and decided to opt out of my contract with like $6 million left on it. But ended up playing with Boston, with Paul Pierce and Antoine and that group. We go to the conference finals, Kenny Anderson. And even though I wasn't making that money, it was a pivotal moment, because it was still one of the best moments I had in my career while I was playing.
No, absolutely. Damn, but 6 M's, E?
I know, like, I wouldn't advise people to do it. Like, I probably would have done it a little bit differently if, now that I've been able to see and understand that part of it. And I passed it over, man. I wouldn't do it again, though. I would maybe go have some conversations and see if we can get shifted. 2 years left on your deal is not necessarily crazy as it would be, but at least make them pay you.
Absolutely.
Don't give money back.
Yeah, that's talking about all of, you just mentioned a lot of legends, man, a lot of Hall of Famers, a lot of legends. Who is the toughest player you ever had to guard, and why? Let's go, E.
Right,
Let's go, E.
So listen,
get tricky.
Of course, it's going to be Michael Jordan and Kobe, because they were basically mirrors of each other. Not for the fact that they were difficult to guard, but for the fact that they had counters for everything that you're going to throw at them. So for you as a defender, you just need to be there. You just need to be there, challenge it, and hope that they're off. That's kind of those things. But there's two types of players that I just didn't like guarding, and ones that gave me trouble. One of them that I thought was absolutely tough was Rod Strickland. I thought Rod was
The Wizard.
was a beast, man. Strong, physical, crazy handle, and can get wherever he wanted to and can get a bucket. He was tough. Now, the two others that were really tough that I hated guarding was Nick Van Exel and like Damon Stoudemire, because they just didn't have, like, a lot of the people that I guarded, Mike, they had patterns to their game. You know what I'm saying? Like, they actually had patterns where I could, like, guarding Baron Davis, I knew that physically he wasn't going to be able to do what he does to other guards. And I knew some of the stuff that he liked to do. Or Gary Payton, I knew when he posts and he likes to go to his left. I knew Jason Kidd, strong right drive, but likes to go left. I knew these different things about certain players, right? So, but with them, you had no clue what they were going to do because they were so herky-jerky. They would have spin to another spin to a cross. They do all kinds of stuff, and that just made them tough. And then the others would be like Rip Hamilton or Reggie Miller or like Ray Allen, or even like Allen, not because Allen was tough for me, because for me it was force him left, because if he goes left, he's shooting. Don't bite on the crossover, just let him play with it. But whatever he's going left so he can shoot. Because for me, I used to have conversations with the referees before the game, and Allen and it would be funny because I go over and talk to the refs. I go talk to the refs and I tell them, yo, listen, I'm 220. Allen's 165, 170 wet. He's going to bump into me and I'm not going to move. Don't be giving him Allen will come over talking about, no, Strick, you be fouling, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, so we would go this tit for tat. The referees would be laughing. But that was the thing with AI is those guys, those two of them, Rip Hamilton, they run forever, nonstop. They're coming off screens all day, all night. So you gotta be ready for that stuff.
Reggie Miller had you tied the first 15 seconds.
Man, they were running off 20 different screens all day, man, and they got the energy to do it. So those were the people I knew I had to get sleep that night before in order to be ready for that.
I hear that a lot.
Yeah.
I know Mad Max, right? Shout out to Unc, right? Maxwell.
Talk crazy to you and give you buckets.
He said on a pod recently, he said the only person he caught sleep, like he went to sleep for was MJ.
Yeah.
Cause he said, this dude here, man, like he was different.
Yeah. No question. MJ was definitely different. I think I was appreciative of gaining his respect when he had a golf event, which was, I think it was down in San Marcos. It was golf with like back in the day, we used to have those celebrity games a lot. Like a lot of Magic used to have his. Morning would have his Zoe Summer Groove, and MJ had one with golf and with that. And we come in the gym and we're finding out who we're gonna play with, and he looks at the list. He tells his assistant, he's like, "Yo, put Strick on my team." So that was an honor because, it just showed that, he likes competitors to work with him and to be with him. And so it was an honor for him to, ask me to be on his team.
When was the last time you seen Jordan? Was it a while back?
So Rod Higgins, man, and Adolph Shiver, man, I knew them. My dad, he retired in Charlotte, so I would spend some time out in Charlotte. And those were really good friends of MJ. So I'd been to a couple of parties where he was there. When he was still playing, he had come to, we had Primetime 21,
Right.
And we
Yeah, I
so
know.
Dion had his spot, and he came, and my aunt was like, "Yo, can I take a picture? Eric, can ask MJ if I can take a picture." And I'm like, "We playing these cats tomorrow, man." Like, so I go over to him like, "Yo, MJ, Erick Strickland, man. Look, my aunt would like to take a picture with you, and is that okay?" And she's like, "Sure." He's like, "Sure." So he comes over and he tells my aunt, he's like, "Yo, make sure he goes home. He gets a lot of rest because it's going to be a long night for him tomorrow."
Dang. Dang.
That was the type of MJ. That was the type of stuff he would do, man.
Ain't
But
that the
he's
truth though,
real cool
E?
though. Yeah,
Ain't that the truth though? You needed some sleep.
facts, facts.
What was there a moment in your career when you felt like I truly belong in the NBA? Was it high school, college?
Um, yeah, I had dreams when I was in high school, like literally that I was going to be there. At
Like
the time, I wasn't
literal
doing
dreams.
literal
Okay.
dreams.
Gotcha.
So I was actually a three-sport athlete. Football was my best sport. I was all state in all three. I was all state 2 years in football as a receiver, and I was all state in basketball for two, and then I played 1 year of baseball and uh, all state there, and got drafted and played for the Marlins for 2 years. Out of high school. So I actually played both in college. I would go to the
Oh
Marlins in the
wow.
summer, and then I would come back and play basketball at least for 2 years. 1 year
Yeah,
after
you
my
was a
high
super
school.
athlete. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
So yeah, I had options the which way I could go. And so I knew it was going to be one of them. And then talking to my dad really gave me a good reality check because I was not doing good with my grades at the time. I was always a smart kid. I was just doing what I needed to do to get by. And he really broke it down to me. And so as I began to uh, really look at it, and I was like 17, 18, looking at collective bargaining agreements so that I could kind of track out my path.
Yeah.
And so that's when I really knew when I was in college. I would say by my junior year, I really knew I could play at the level, but I was so versatile before my years. I was like a Draymond Green before he was, because I guarded everybody from a point guard to even a center. I guarded Shaq, and there's pictures of me boxing out Yao Ming. I guarded Tim Duncan fourth quarter. So I was really ahead of my time in that, but I knew I had to play the point, which I never played in college, and I understood because back then it was very traditional. This height, this size, these measurables, you're a point guard. Two, this height, this size, these measurables. Three, dang near
Right.
6'8", 6'9", your McKees and Reggie's and them. Threes, deadlift shrimps. And then your fours, obviously, was your Duncans and your Karl Malones back then and Sean Kemp's and then your fives, your Ewings and Shaqs and Mornings and Kimbe's and all of them, right? So
Damn.
I was ahead of my time, and I just knew that was going to be my niche in order to keep me there.
Damn. So you really guarded 1 through 5.
I really did, man.
Wow.
Like they put me in on Shaq one time. Freaking Don Nelson. I love Don Nelson. Shout out to Don Nelson. We're on the bench, and Sean Bradley's literally getting destroyed by Shaq. And Shaq was like taking dribbles.
Yeah.
He was
Muscling.
backing down, and he was just doing all that to him. And I'm on the bench at the time, and I'm looking down. I'm like, man, I wish I could curse. I would curse. I would tell you like I actually said it, but I'm not going to do that out of respect for you. But
Appreciate
I
it.
said, Evan put me in on him. And Don heard it, and he was like, go. I was like, ooh.
Go.
Like I didn't expect you to do it that quick, but he did. I go in, and we could be physical back then. So I'm leveraging
Yeah.
Shaq up. Shaq's looking back like, come here. And so he does, and I bait him. I leverage him hard. I let him bump, And then when he went to make his move, I took a charge. Boom, one. Kind of similar for the second one. He has to go to the bench. He's got multiple fouls now. So that it wasn't that I stopped him. It wasn't none of that. I just used my
Yeah, he played it
cerebral.
smart. He played it,
Played it smart.
absolutely. He played it smart. That's a big dude, though, man. 7'1",
Boy.
7'2"?
7'2", and athletic, strong, physical. Yeah, all of that. And them elbows come flying. So
what,
you gotta be careful.
He was what, 2?
And 3-some, man. 3. He was 3.
3?
Yeah, he was 3, but not,
I was gonna say like
not
280.
hefty 3.
No, solid
3. Yeah.
Yeah, him and Karl Malone too.
Oh man.
Yeah, Malone was just he was a monster.
Yeah.
I had Pete Chilcutt. Remember Pete Chilcutt?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
I had him on the show too. And Pete said he saw Malone leave the gym at like a 4% body fat.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's not every bit. That's not even human.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So imagine it. And to be honest with you, to be quite real with you, like I think LeBron is the modern day Karl Malone.
In a way, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just that he can dribble. He can, he obviously he's faster, but he's a modern day Karl Malone. But that leads to this question though, E, because a lot of people don't like to answer it. A lot of people back down. MJ or LeBron?
I don't care what anybody say, and you can jump in the inboxes and do all of that. It's MJ for me. Yeah.
Let's go.
It's MJ.
Let's
There's
go.
No question. It's listen. You know, I give credence and credit to LeBron.
You my best friend now, E. Let's go, E. I'm going to Nebraska next week. That's a fact. I'm out there.
I give credence and credit to LeBron for
longevity.
You can't question what he's been able to do in the time that he's been able to do it, in the way that he's been able to do it, right? But there's nothing. Let me just sum it up. Like, I'm not even going to get into all the numbers and because there's different criteria in which let me just say this. You heard Mad Max and what he said. That wasn't just him. That was across the board. You can go and talk to many people. They feared Mike. There's people that have come out on LeBron's team and said it out of their own mouth. They've been teammates with him, and they said no one feared LeBron. You don't fear him. You know he's a good player, but you don't fear him. And that's, to me, that makes up the difference. Not only was Mike a winner all through the time, I also would say, if you put Mike in the Eastern Conference when LeBron was in the Eastern Conference, it would have been, they might have went 90-2 or so. Or no, it can't go 90. They might have went 80-2.
That is crazy. But
they
I
might have went 80-2. Like, during that, they called it the Eastern Conference for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Damn. In 2000, when we was in there, Philly was tough. Still, Indiana was tough.
Well, I mean,
Detroit was there.
My Knicks was tough.
Knicks was tough.
Knicks was tough.
You know what I mean? Like, we ended up third in the conference, but shoot, it wasn't easy. Miami was quite nice. It wasn't like the West. They still were tough, but we beat the West. We had a good record against them from when I was in Boston that year. So, it is what it is. That's the way I feel about it, no doubt.
You know what? I like I said, I had a few people up here, and a lot of people are pretty. They don't like talking about it, but there was one that really spoke up, and that was Dana. Dana was like, man, listen. He said, Mike, don't ever ask me that again. He said, it's MJ all the way. I'm going to send you a clip after this. After the part, I'm going to send you a clip of what he said exactly.
Yeah.
Join is hilarious. But yeah, I agree with you. Yeah. MJ all the way.
I'm sorry, Mike. I got one more person that was a mother. And I almost forgot. But boy, Mahmoud Abdul Rauf, boy, the Steph Curry before Steph,
Yeah.
yo, man, listen, AKA Chris Jackson, yo, yeah, he was a problem, major problem. Give you buckets any kind
Yeah.
of way. Yeah, you have to go
I,
back and look at film on
yeah, yeah,
him.
no. Yeah. I mean, you did you guard him?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
And we were
Damn, Rauf
teammates.
was like
And we
that?
were teammates. Yo, for real, like go back and look at some film on the stuff he was doing. Facts.
Crazy. You know why, E? Because I'm about to have him on the pod, and here's the thing, right? You know, with all due respect to my Muslim brothers, right? I debate a lot of them, right? I debate a whole lot. Obviously, is a friendly debate. No hate towards anyone. I'm nowhere near like that. Never been like that. But we spoke in, you know, he's a Muslim, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I told him, I said, hey, you know,
Devout. Devout.
no, 100%,
Yeah.
100%. And I told him, I said, hey, you know, his boy put us on, right? You know, to have a convo. And I told him, I said, yeah, let's debate. You don't want to talk basketball, it's cool. We could debate. We could talk about, you know, Christianity and you know, the you know, Muslim, Islam, you know.
Yeah.
We can do that. But
Well, the beautiful thing of that is that's the one thing that has been lost, and I'm hoping come starts to come back around. And with you guys engaging in something like that, it's civil discourse. Like
absolutely.
now, if you don't agree with me, then bump you. I think that's a disservice. I've never operated that way. Yeah, I may disagree with you, and that's fine, but that doesn't mean that your points are not valid for for that part of it. I respect that. So we
Right,
need to
right,
get
right.
back to civil discourse. So I hope you
Right,
guys
because
are able to do
there's a lot of people, right? And I'm not even trying to get, you know, I'm not trying to talk too long about it, but and I'm saying that because of me, because I go in, right? You
yeah.
know, I go with facts, I go in, but a lot of people, a lot of people like to talk down on even on you know, Christianity. They like to talk, you know, they like to mock Jesus, they like to, you know, but with Muslims though, the first thing they say is you know, they talk about the Prophet Muhammad and how, you know, he was a certain age and he married you know, a baby pretty much, right? And what I say to my brothers is, right, my Christian brothers and sisters, that if you are going to debate, don't take that approach. Because what's going to happen is that person might get upset and you might find yourself in a situation. You know what I'm saying? So go in there with love, peace, and tranquility and some discernment, right? To have a sit down with these folks. But nevertheless, you know, that's that. And hopefully I get to sit down with Rauf and I'm gonna bring you up, E, for sure.
Yeah.
And I'm
All
like, yo,
right.
E said you was tough, you was nice. Like, you know what I'm saying? So hopefully I sit down with him. But you know, what's something about what's something fans don't understand about the grind of an NBA season? Because all they see is the glitz and glamour, right? The money, the, you know what I'm saying, the lifestyle, but what they don't see behind the cameras.
Well, yeah, they don't see the work and the time that's put in.
Are
I
you a
think
gym rat,
you
E?
yeah, I was a rat. I
Okay, okay,
think
okay, okay.
you might have heard the big ticket and Paul was talking about some of the injuries and stuff that some of these guys are having now, and
Oh
he
yeah,
didn't attribute it to the pace. He
yeah.
attributed it to that off the that off work when you're putting in
Right,
and a lot of
right.
the stuff, because we played the same amount. Of matter of fact, we played more games, meaning it wasn't out of the question for us to have 5 games in seven nights. It wasn't, with travel.
Wow.
So we played a lot more back to backs than they probably have ever played, and yet we endured. You know what I'm saying? But we also we didn't have the technology even that they have,
Right,
those
right.
hyperbaric chambers, and
Right,
The
right, right.
pools, the different types of
Cryotherapy and
pools,
all that. Yeah,
all of
yeah,
that.
yeah,
That we
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
have all that technology, even the shoes and all the stuff that they have now. But we still was able to endure. So those are some of the things that I would say. I would also say, skill wise, sometimes when you're looking at the game today, it takes 8, 10 dribbles to get to a specific spot, right? Whereas we two, three dribbles to get to where we want to get to in order to execute the mid range or to finish or to drop off or whatever it was. It wasn't all this extra,
Yeah, fancy.
unwarranted
Right,
movements. You
right,
know what I
right, right.
mean? So those are some of the things that I would
What you
say
what
is uniquely different.
what you think about the game now? Like, you like the game now? How it's played?
Nah,
Yeah, I bet.
um,
I knew it. I
I,
knew it.
I would
That was
say
stupid of me. I knew it.
I like the way they allowed this year's playoffs to jump off. They allowed a little bit more bump and grind, a little bit more physical. They weren't being baited by Shea and others with all and
Even Brunson.
even the beard or even Brunson, all these
Yeah,
different fouls. They weren't baited by it. So I like that part of it. It made it, but the analytics of the game, it's taking great aspects of the progression of the game away, which
I agree.
doesn't quite move me, but I have to cover it because I'm in sports news. So yeah.
Who is it to blame though? E.
I
Is it
just think
Steph?
I just I don't want to attribute it to Steph. I mean, I think Steph just did what he did to take advantage of the changes in the game. When you don't when you're allowing freedom of movement, the stuff Steph, you know, like back in the day, if you passed and you cut through the lane, you was getting hit 2 and 3 times
Oh yeah, you was getting
with
slammed
shoulders and
possibly.
elbows and
Yep.
you boom, you was getting hit. You wasn't just having free runs and free reign to just run around.
Well, I think your era, you guys had hand checking, right?
Yeah, Derek Harper put a hand on you. You wasn't going nowhere,
Yeah,
my
you had
boy.
the elbow too. And yeah, you guys had
Yeah,
all that.
so
Yeah,
it was
so
a
it was
lot of that
tougher.
stuff.
It was way
It was a
tougher.
little bit tougher. You had to get downhill. You didn't have all that play. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You guys, yeah, yeah. I ain't gonna lie. You guys, the eight, well, I would say the 90s era, um, um, even early 2000s, I would say, it's probably the toughest era for sure. 1000% without a doubt.
Yeah, it
You
was
guys are so
definitely.
tough. You know what I'm saying? You guys fought on the court and not even get ejected. It was just a T. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Xavier McDaniel was slapping Scottie Pippen across the face, dude bleeding, gushing, just a T. You know what I mean? Now you can't even.
Well, don't listen, Mike. When we ran a pick and roll and you turned the corner, you had to make an executive decision of how I'm going to attack this rim. Oakley, Rick
Boom.
Mahorn, Rodman,
Oh, the story.
Lambeer, you had to make an executive decision how you're going to attack this
I
rim.
like that. I like that.
You know what I'm saying?
Because you was getting.
Your head was on a swivel. Now you just kind of get down there and oh,
Yeah, yeah,
come
yeah,
on, man.
yeah. And see, and me and Joe, I kid you not. I was like, Joe, what you think about the game today? He was like, look, man, back then it was a big man's league. Now I can't even tell, right? And he said, Mike, you a Knicks fan? I said, yeah, of course. Yeah, yeah. Born and raised in New York. Yeah, I'm a Knicks fan. I've been a Knicks fan since 92. Um, and and he was like, what you think about your big man? I already knew who he was talking about. He was talking about Cat.
Yeah,
And I said, look, Joe, I mean, I think he's soft. I'm not gonna lie to you.
zesty. Oh my god.
I think he's soft. I'm not
So
gonna, yeah.
yeah.
I can't eat.
Yeah, man. It's wild.
This is part two. I love it. I love it. But yeah, I was like, look, I think he's soft. I don't. First of all, you 7 feet tall. You at the 3-point line. You at the top of the key, just standing there. Like, and look, it was Tibbs' fault. Absolutely, 1000%. You ran them boys to the ground. Period.
Well, that's Van Gundy 2.0, my boy. He was
You know
with
what?
Van
I
Gundy.
agree. I
He was
agree.
with Van
Yeah,
Gundy when we were
yeah, yeah.
there.
Yeah,
He was
facts.
the assistant
Facts.
coach. So he basically stands on the same business that Van Gundy. I'm only playing 7. This is why Derrick Rose and those guys got hurt. Because you ask Joakim Noah, he'll tell you. You know what I mean? A lot of those guys, he run you to death. By the time you get into the playoffs, you wore out. You got mental
Okay,
injuries,
but here's the
all
thing.
that.
You can't tell the coach you don't want to come in. Like, I
No,
mean, I get it because you guys want to
you
play.
want it, yeah. You want the smoke, but
Yeah, yeah,
at
yeah,
the
yeah,
same
yeah, yeah.
time, too, you gotta understand your personnel. If you got a bench, expand that thing. You know what I'm saying? But he only would use them when, and then you win a playoff game by using your bench help, and then you don't come back to it. So I can understand why they had to let Ted move on because
Yeah.
he was stuck in his way.
I mean, now did you see today we got
Mike Brown.
no, oh, did we? No.
Well, he's doing his second interview. I know that. I don't know,
I wouldn't
if they've
mind Mike
signed him.
Brown. I wouldn't mind
Yeah,
Mike
I think
Brown.
he could fit. I
He
think he's a
dope.
good
He's
coach.
super dope.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mike Brown. No, we got this kid, Jordan Clarkson,
Yeah.
asked to the bench, right? A whole lot, you know what I mean? And we got this one kid from Philly. I forgot his name. Hopefully I'm
Quentin
saying his name
Grimes?
right. Nah. We had Grimes. His name is U Biselli.
Oh, okay.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
so so yeah. So we just signed him for
You
2 years,
added. Yeah, you just
13 mil.
added to the bench. Yeah, you
You know
got
what I
to.
mean? But
Yeah.
again, I feel like Tibbs, man. See, Mikal Bridges said something. He was like, "Yo, I'm tired." You know what I mean? Like, put the bench in, but I mean, I get it. You want to play 7 guys. That's the outcome that you're gonna get.
Well, look, back in the day, you could play that style because it was a lot slower.
Yeah, it
You
was
know
a
what I
slow paced
mean?
game. Yeah,
The
facts,
pacer was slower. So when you
facts,
have a
facts, facts.
fast-paced game, it's tough to play that way.
This is why we lost to Indiana.
Yeah.
Indiana was just
Yeah.
running back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Using what? Rick Carlisle was using what? 12 players,
Mm-hmm.
11 players.
Damn near. I mean, at
You know what
some
I'm saying?
point,
So we
at least 9 regularly.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a fact. And I think OKC uses about 10 players too.
Yeah.
And shout
Yeah.
out to Shay too, man. Shout out to Shay. He just signed
Yeah. Big super max.
the
Two
richest
what?
contract in NBA
260 something?
history. Yeah, for
Yeah.
4 years. So it's
Mm-hmm.
considered the richest contract in history. So that's dope, man. Shout out to him. And I love it, man. He a black man. I love it. I'm not black. I'm Latino. I'm Hispanic, but I rock with, listen, all my homies growing up. I grew up in, you know what I mean, the worst of the worst. And most of my friends are black. And that alone makes me, man, listen, I feel happy. I feel great, seeing a black man, a kid like that who came to the Clippers and was a nobody and said, look, I need to work on my game, and look where he's at now. Possibly the
Yeah.
best player in the NBA. Possibly, right?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you do have Jokic, right? You can't deny, the big fella. Big fella's nice.
Yeah.
He's doing
Yeah.
his thing. He's awesome. He's great. You know what I mean? But you got Shea now. And on the East, I mean, I feel like we have, big body Brunson, as my boy Perk be saying it. But let's see. This shit's gonna be very interesting, and hopefully, we get past the ECF, man. Let's just see. Let's see.
You see.
I'm rooting for New York. I'm always going to their games, and yeah, let's see what's up, man. Do you have a favorite teammate or locker room story that you can share?
Oh
Please talk about somebody getting knocked out.
no.
Come on, E. I want
We
to hear.
did
I want to
hear
hear some knockouts.
we did hear stories of oh shoot. What's my guy that played Jeff McGinnis?
Oh yeah, 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 yeah,
And we've heard that story. Um,
yeah.
you know, just some basic stuff like that, like for example, just on the plane, they used to play this game called Boo Ray, where the money would get whoo, big quick. So if you lost and you didn't pay that debt, this is where some of this stuff comes from. You didn't pay that debt, a few people that might come at you. You know what I mean? So
Damn.
that was something. But I think probably in locker room stuff that was wild was we had a 10-game stretch. We actually would have made the playoffs if we didn't do this, but that 10-game stretch, we had Dennis Rodman, who had returned and he played with us for the Mavericks. And the literal pregame was actually switched up because to accommodate Dennis. Dennis would come in and he would lift and he would be in the shower. We'd be in there waiting on the board. And he just threw all the stuff off. We would have got the Dennis, we would have got the Chicago version of Dennis. We would probably been straight. But it was 4-on-5. It wasn't a good look, but that was probably the wildest thing is just Dennis doing his own thing,
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
So he was your favorite teammate?
No, I really was real close with Paul Pierce, man. He was probably one of my favorite teammates. And Robert Pack. Rob Pack was one of my favorite teammates. I used to call him the Black Widow. Yeah, Rob Pack.
He was nice. He was nice. He played for Denver. He was dope.
Yeah.
He was dope. Shout out to Pack. Yeah. So I'm gonna see if I can get him on the pod, man. Yeah, shout out to Pack for real.
For sure.
How did your role evolve on different teams and how did you adapt?
Well, my tenure in Dallas, I was a starter.
I remember that.
I understood why Little Nelly traded me or backdoored me to trade because Big Nelly didn't want me. I was Big Nelly's guy. But Little Nelly worked that deal to trade me. Now listen, he's a Hall of Famer, and I understand. The city loved me. The organization wanted Steve to emerge, and he probably wasn't going to do it with me in the way. That's why I got traded to New York, because I'm a problem. I'm a problem for Steve's confidence in practice because I get after you defensively. That's
right.
That's what I'm. You're not going to be able to glean confidence, every day seeing me. So they had to move me out the way, and so I've been a starter. I've been a six man. On both Boston, on Indiana. And then I've been a role guy just in Milwaukee. And all of them were fine, roles for me. So I got to play every role. I got to say, I'm glad I didn't ascend to like all-star status or all of that. I like what I do. I like to be able to go to the mall. I like to be able to go sit down at a restaurant. Some people may look and be like, I wonder, a lot of people think I play football, because they see I have an athletic body, but they don't know. But the true hoopers,
Yeah, we know. Yeah, we know for sure. Yeah, because I remember watching you play. Yeah, absolutely. Like I'm a fan. I mean, I wouldn't hit you up if I wasn't a fan. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that.
I don't think someone should sit down with somebody that they don't want to speak to. You know what I mean? No, you trying to get to know the person because you're a fan. You know what I mean? And
yes, sir.
And that's where I'm at with it. You know what I mean?
No doubt.
How did you handle like the pressure and expectations, especially during your early years in the league?
I really kept it about me and tried not to make it about anybody else.
Really? Wow. Okay.
Use the fodder of people's doubts or people's misunderstandings or misconception. That helped me. And I will say, I remember we were playing against Houston in Houston, and I had a pretty good game. And obviously, Charles Barkley is from he played in Auburn. I was born in Auburn. And when he approached me in the back and he says to me, yo, young fella, I like your game. Keep doing what you're doing.
Right.
Those little hints like that just kind of push you to do more, work out more,
Absolutely.
put in more time. Same thing with D Harp. You know, D Harp was like my mentor when I was in Dallas, teaching me the game from a point guard perspective. And you know, I remember there was a couple of times where there was some hesitancy from me, you know, passing up stuff. You know, D Hart was like, "Effing shoot the ball, Strick. We need you to score." You know, so then that inspires me to, you know, want to, you know, not force anything, but really begin to look, and you gain confidence and stuff out of that. So yeah.
Yeah, shout out to D Hop, man. I remember, yeah, D Hop was nice. He was
Yeah.
he was super nice. I like D Hop, especially when he played for the Knicks, man. Like he did his thing.
Yeah,
I
for
like
sure.
D Hop, man. I hit him up as well. So, you know, hopefully we come in contact pretty soon. So you talking about, right? We're talking about, you know, certain teammates. This is my I would say my own. Well, my wife, right, asked me to you know, told me to ask you this, right? To ask you this question. Um, who who was the funniest teammate you ever had?
Funniest?
The funniest. That they can be a
I
comedian.
I would have to say Damon Jones. D Jones.
D
He was
Jones.
Damon Jones was one of those guys that wasn't super athletic, but he knew how to play the game. He knew how to get next to the right people. He knew how to talk. He knew how to make you laugh. He was a fun teammate. Damon Jones was he. If you follow LeBron, you would always see Damon Jones. He was in Cleveland with him. He was in Miami with him, and he coached wherever he was too, because they developed a relationship. So yeah, Damon Jones was a real funny dude.
If you could play in today's NBA, how would your game translate? Come on, E.
It would probably be like Lou Dort.
Really?
It'd probably be like Dort.
Damn. I thought you was going. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah,
Okay.
it'd probably be like Dort.
Okay.
Or old Marcus Smart,
Okay.
the
The
Boston version.
defensive player of the year, Marcus Smart.
Yeah, it'd be
Okay.
like that.
Okay. Damn, Lou Dort. Wow, that's crazy. I thought you was gonna say someone else, not him. Wow, that caught me off
It
guard.
would be like Lou Dort or a smaller version of Draymond, especially in today's game. I'd probably guard all of them. Yeah,
How
I
many
can
points
guard
you think you'll
centers
score,
today.
E?
Today's game,
Today's game. Keep it a buck,
probably
E.
mid teens, 15, 17.
In today's
Because
game,
I wouldn't be trying to go get it. You know what I'm saying? I would, you
it'll just
know,
come to you.
yeah,
That's a
it would
fact.
come. The pace would help me because that's what I brought in the earlier parts. Was I was a pace guy. If I got it, we down your throat. Pause. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, that's a hard pause. Yeah, facts.
pause. You know what I mean? But yeah, we was at you. You know what I mean? You know, so but with the pace of the day, yeah, that's what it would be.
So
Downhill.
okay, so in a mid teens, what two to three assists, or just
Probably 3 to 4.
3 to 4?
Three to
Okay,
four,
and
definitely over 5 rebounds. I did
yeah,
that back
I
then.
was gonna say five to six reads.
Yeah,
Okay, no.
yeah.
Look, listen,
Making about 80 mil.
that's what I was gonna
Facts.
say. That's a nice little,
Facts.
you know what I mean? What, 2 year? No,
60 to 80.
3 year,
60 to
four-year,
80.
80 mil.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, I would have been around there.
The amount of money they getting now is sick,
Boy,
man.
I told my mom, I said, shoot, you would have waited about 10 years, mom. We'd be about 60 to 80 right now. You and dad would have waited about 10 years. We've been good. Yeah.
That's crazy. Who's someone you love to sit down and interview yourself, sports or not?
I love chopping it up with Seth Sabalas.
Oh
And
yeah,
I
he a
love,
DJ. He a DJ now.
yeah, out in Phoenix. That's
Yeah,
my
yeah,
guy. I
yeah,
love
yeah,
chopping
yeah.
up with him. Joe's good. Joe's definitely good. I like Joe, and I like Samaki too. Samaki's a good, and you know, Chibs, Mr. Chibs, Kenny Anderson's.
Yeah.
I love chopping. Look, Chibs get on the phone, or he texts me. He'll text me sometime. We'll chop it up. He'll be like, "E Stinky, what's up, Stinky?" At hard New York. What up, Stinky?
He from Brooklyn. He from Brooklyn, so he definitely got that New York accent.
Yeah,
Shout out to
man.
Kenny Anderson, man. What's one thing most people don't know about you?
I'm really an authentic dude. Like
Nine, I see it, E.
what you see is what you get. It's
I
not.
see it
There's
for sure.
no facades on it. You know what I mean? Like you meet me, you know you know like for example, like when I was in Dallas, right? Because I was so that's why the city loved me because I was a real one. I could be in there with the gangsters and I could be in there with the VIP. I mean the vice presidents. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I knew how to navigate. A lot of that came just from my father's, you know, being in the military. He's a military officer, so I understood what his rank meant and the respect that came with that. But then also I understood, you know, I knew how to go into any environment and be able to interact in it. You know
Well,
what I
you
mean?
from
So I'm
Bama,
very
so
authentic.
Bama's
Yeah,
legit.
yeah,
Bama's legit. Like there's gangsters in Bama for sure. You know what I mean? I know a few of them actually, but because of music, but Bama's for real. Like they don't play no games out
yeah,
there.
man.
It's serious,
And
man. Gang
it's
banging is
family.
crazy too.
It's family. It's family. Yeah, it's like family down there. Like you know,
Yeah.
look, if something go down, you know, the whole family come out.
Oh no, that's a fact.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a fact. That's
it's family.
mandatory. Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah.
Has anything surprised you about life after basketball? Because I mean, you played, for
9 years.
9, 10 years, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Anything
Um,
surprise you, E?
it really didn't because I truly understood that once the lights turned on, I wasn't mesmerized by the lights of the game. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, that's
So
crazy.
when the
Wow.
lights turned off for me, the lights turned on, you know, because I enjoy what I do in business. You know, there's a company that I invested in called cerebrosports.com. I did some work we did some open wound clinics here in Nebraska. The radio stuff, I've dibbled and dabbled, not even knowing, but just learning. I'm a quick learner, so like, you know, one of my boys said he needed some help in building this project, and I've never done anything with construction or management or nothing like that, but I learned it so quick, and so I like just touching different things and dibbling dabbling in them. You know what I mean?
So what's it called? You said the cerebral.
Cerebrosports.com, and it's like a recruiting analytics company. So
Okay.
you know, well, I'm just an investor now, but I was like one of the first ones that started the business.
Like founders.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what it does, you know, you have different types of analytics that they use, but a lot of teams use it to basically help in the process of figuring out who you want to sign, how long you want to sign them, their career arcs, draft modeling. So we're able to dig and take it back so we can show translation from their AAU to their circuits to their
Right.
colleges and beyond. Like we were able to help Texas Tech to figure out that, you know, with their collective to make the decision to pay him for NIL to bring him to Texas Tech, which is Toppin. So we were on that. Like we helped them in that process.
Obi Toppin?
Not Obi, it was his brother or cousin. The
Jacob?
he was the one that led him to the NCAA tournament this year. Oh
Oh
gosh, I can't remember.
yeah. I know who you're talking about.
He's
I
a
forgot his
Toppin
name.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Facts. Okay. Wow, that's
yeah,
crazy. E. Wow, that's
yeah.
dope, man.
So that's the type of stuff I enjoy, man.
Nah, that's fine, man. That's dope, man. It seems like because me looking at your me looking at your Instagram, right? It seems like you love what you do, and especially podcasting. Like you always posting, pictures up, of you at the radio station, hanging out and just doing your work, and you seem happy, man, and that's great. You know what I mean?
Thanks.
You're doing something that you love, and that's dope. Same goes with me. Like, who would have thought that I'll be talking to you guys, you know what I'm saying? And loving it. You know what I mean? I
Yeah,
love it. This
yeah,
is therapy for me. You
yeah.
know what I mean? I get to learn from you, you get to learn from me, and hopefully, like I said, we establish a friendship and we go from there. But this
Facts,
is therapy
facts.
for me, man. Believe it or
Yeah,
not,
man.
this is
I
therapy.
appreciate you inviting me.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm glad we were able to make it happen.
Absolutely. And I appreciate you. I have a few more questions, right? But if you could change one thing about the way the NBA supports retired players, what would it be?
Oh, I think they do a pretty good job of that. Um, I actually think the NBA is not bad. Like there's things that they have available. There's tools that they have available. If you take advantage of them, it can help out. So I really can't even talk too bad
Yeah,
about some of
yeah,
the things
yeah.
that they've done. I've been pretty good.
Yeah,
My
because I know you
insurance is
guys get
good.
pensions and all that, right? You guys get
Yeah,
all that.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Pensions. My pension was good. My they got NBA cares, and they'll if you're
Right.
a certain tier, you can go on some of these international trips, and we get licensing. It's actually not bad, man. They do a pretty good job.
Yeah, they help out a lot, especially in the in a mental health department. They put
Mm-hmm.
in work.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Yeah.
and talking about Mad Max, he talks about that freely, boldly too. Saying that he struggles daily. Um, and that's real because a lot of back then you couldn't say that. You couldn't say you dealt with right with mental
Yeah.
health and stuff like that because people will look at you like you soft.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that takes a lot, man, for a grown man to say, to seek for help. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And the NBA does a pretty good job at that. And
Yeah.
salute to them. You're right. I don't have to. I'm thinking about it now. I don't have to say nothing bad about them. They put in work.
Yeah.
It's
They're
probably
pretty
to me,
good.
it's probably the best league,
It's
man.
one of the best. It's one of the better ones. I
I'm not
gotta be
gonna lie.
honest.
Like the
Yeah.
NBA is so dope, man. The camaraderie, like just the way you guys hang out. You know what I mean? Like I be watching you guys, man. Yeah, you guys be doing golf tournaments and
Yeah.
that's beautiful, man. You know what I mean? To chill with somebody that you played with 20 years ago, that's so dope.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And y'all
Yeah.
still
The
remain
older
friends.
guys. Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah. The
Super
older
dope,
guys.
man.
Yeah. It's
Like
across the board, man. It's
that's
love.
fire. Um, how do you stay competitive now, E?
I play golf, man. I play golf. Um, I like to play board games. Um, I like to talk and like you say, sometimes debate. I listen. So I stay engaged in ways like that. The business parts of it help me, to stay engaged as far as competitive edges.
Do you like golfing?
I don't play no more. Now I can still shoot, but I don't play because I tore my Achilles in 2011, which led to a blood clot in my lung. So when
Oh
I
man,
talked to
wow.
the doctor was like, "Yo," I was like, "How can I protect the other one?" He's like, "Look," and then this is after I was playing, so it wasn't did not I didn't have any major injuries when I played, but after I played, and he's like, "Well, it's kind of like a tire, over time it's going to give way." So I just stopped doing it. I would referee. I did refereeing for a while, both collegiately and also in high school, and was in G League um, training as
Yeah, yeah.
well. And then just started to step out and just do more business stuff, man. And this is good stuff for me.
Wow. But you okay now? Like
Yeah, man.
everything's cool?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Achilles, man. You
Yeah,
see what happened to Jason Tatum and
yeah,
Tyrese Halliburton. That's sad, but
yeah,
I know what you guys go through, man. Like it's tough, man. It's tough. A lot of
yeah,
people don't see that, like you said. The stuff that happens behind the scenes, the work. It's a lot, man. It's a lot. I know what you guys go through. Trust me, man. It's so I really commend you, man. Like seriously, E, like it's tough being yeah, it's cool because you get the money, the whatever you name it. Yeah, it's all sweet and dandy, but the work that you have to put in is sick. I
yeah,
get it. I get it. You know what I mean? Especially if you've been in the league for, as long as you have been, right? 10 years, 10, 15 years. Because a lot of people come into the league and by the second year, they out. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Third year, they gone. They're
yeah,
going back to the G League, excuse me, or they're going to, China somewhere, or what I mean, Germany, or you name it.
yeah.
So I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get it. I get it. What part of your identity, right, took the biggest hit after retiring? If it did, if any, you know what I'm saying?
Like I pretty much kept my nose clean. Um, didn't really get into any craziness or anything like that.
Yeah, yeah.
I would probably say just being married and going through divorce is it's not fun for anybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, no,
Those are
absolutely.
those are the parts that I would probably say, is some of the hardest to
How
deal
long
with.
you were married, E, if you don't mind me asking?
It was a total of 14.
Okay,
I was
okay.
married twice, but seven each, but like 7, 8 each. So about 14, 15 years.
Are you single now?
Oh, I'm single now. Yeah, yeah, single.
He's like, yeah, I'm fully
2020.
single.
I'm good. I don't know if I can go back down the road. I listen, I don't have no problem with it. I'm not out here busting it wide open like crazy. I just enjoy my peace, man. I like to
Yeah,
travel.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
going to Belize at the end of this month, and
Oh, that's
I
dope,
went over to
man.
Europe, been down to the Far East. I just get on a plane, man, and go. I don't know. I might go try um uh a Rogers, what's his name? Quarterback. My
Aaron
mind just drawing him.
Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers. I might even go try Aaron Rodgers experience, man. Go to a ayahuasca cave or something like that. I don't know.
Nah,
I'm just
come
messing with
on,
you.
E.
I'm just
Nah.
I just like to explore, man. I like to just see different
E, you
cultures
gonna
and
be
different
high
people.
for like 20 weeks. It's a fact.
He's probably still high, man.
Yeah, you gonna be high for like 95 years. Like you
Oh
gonna be
no,
drinking
man.
toad blood and all. No, come on, E. Nah, we ain't doing no.
That's it,
um,
man.
I have literally two more questions, right? But this one here, were there moments when you thought about quitting or walking away while in
Facts.
the league?
Nah, I can't say in the league, but actually it was in college, man.
Oh, so
We
even
we
before the league.
yeah, we went through a real tough stretch in Nebraska, and
Damn. Wow.
when because I'm a competitor, man, and I was watching the second team, and we were losing. We like on a 10-game losing streak, but we weren't 10-game bad. Like that year, we ended up winning the NIT once we looked each other in the face
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah,
and
yeah,
got it
yeah, yeah.
right.
Facts.
We had to have a meeting. I'm like, yo, man, how we want to go out. I don't care if we hate the coach, man. This ain't about them. We had a really knockdown, drag out meeting, and we
It's
turned it
about
around
us.
and
Yep.
winning one NIT. But yeah, man, that was the closest. I literally took my shirt off. I threw it. I said, I don't want to play with none of y'all mothers. And was on my way out. But shout out to Coach Jeff Smith. He brought me back, man. But that was probably the closest I got to quitting anything.
So it is it safe to say that uh so did you ever experience failure
Um,
or like a
very, very
setback
rare, very rare. Because I didn't look at them as failures. I looked at them as
as lessons?
lessons. Yeah. So I never look at things as failures. Even in marriage, I still looked at them as I learned great lessons. I became a better person and a man out of it. You know what I mean? So
Do you have
yeah,
kids, E?
I do. I have three,
Oh,
25,
amen, amen,
21,
amen.
and 17. So yeah,
Amen.
man.
God bless. Are they
Yeah.
are they with you or they have their
No,
own lives?
son, yeah, they have their own lives. Son's in
Okay.
DC. He's doing well. He's managing like a appliance store down there. And my daughter is at the University of Arizona. She's 21. And
Ooh,
then
nice.
my
Amen.
baby from my previous marriage, she's in Miami and she's like smart as a whip, National Honor Society and all these different awards. And she's an entrepreneur and she's doing her thing, man. So I felt like, did good with the babies.
God is good, E.
No trouble. Yeah, no issue,
God
no
is
trouble.
good. God
Facts.
is good, E. Are you a believer, E?
I do believe. I'm actually a licensed minister too, so
Nah, you
yeah.
can't say that to me.
Yeah,
Nah.
I'm licensed too.
Nah, you can't say that, E. We you want to get biblical? Come on, E.
Yeah, I mean I can.
I know you can because you mentioned Paul.
I can.
You did
Yeah,
mention
I
Paul.
can.
And
I will say I'm not religious.
no,
But
me
I
neither.
know.
Me
But I
neither.
know
Me neither.
I'm not
Well,
religious.
Jesus Christ came to he took on flesh to end religion,
Yeah,
right? I'm not
yeah,
religious at all. I'm just a follower of Jesus Christ.
yeah,
I believe in his work, his miracles, his teachings, right? I mean, if you want to take the scientific route, there's proof there. If you
yeah.
want to take it this route or dig up evidence on this side, there's evidence there. So, you know, it took a while. Like I said, it took 37 years. I'm 40 now, so it took 37 years for me to realize that he's the one true God, right?
All right.
And I'm gonna leave you with this, E, because I know you're busy. I know your schedule. I know you guys are
Yeah, more
all over the
sleepy now.
place. Yeah, all over the place. And I'm sorry about that, E. But I am gonna text you my number after this, right?
All right.
If you don't mind, right? We
Sure.
could talk. We could. I'm going to listen. I'm going out there.
All right,
I'm
man.
going. I'm gonna chill with a corn husky, straight up.
Cool. Cool. You come out for a basketball game or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, yeah. No, that's a
Yeah.
fact. That's a fact.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna leave you with this, E, right? And I'm sure you know this verse. Um, John 14:6, right? He says, I am the way, I am the truth, and I am the life. No one comes to the Father except through me.
Mhm.
So, and I'm gonna keep it real, E. I'm gonna keep it real. Muhammad never said that. Buddha never said that. Confucius never said that. He said it he boldly. No one comes to the Father except through me. So what does that make Jesus Christ?
Uh, the one and only, true.
The Messiah, the first and the last, the Alpha and the Omega.
Yeah.
So I say that to say this, you know, this was divine, right? This interview, this, if that's what you want to call it, this conversation, right? Because I see you as a friend now. So this conversation, this was divine, right? Little did I know that you're a minister yourself. You know what I'm saying? This is wild to me. Like I'm getting goosebumps. It's crazy. Who would have thought, right?
Yeah.
License at that, which is crazy to me. I'm bugging out right now. You don't see it, but I'm bugging out. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to jump out my seat and go crazy. It give you like
It's love.
bird. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, I wanted to share that verse. It was in my heart. I shared it with Joe. Joe's a believer too as well, which is great. And yeah, I'm here, E. I'm here. We could exchange numbers. I'm here. Whatever you need from me, like I said, I'm all for it. You know what I mean? If you need to talk to somebody, I'm here as well, right?
Yeah, much
Real quick,
appreciated.
Mad Max, he said a story. He was in I think he was with Byron Scott and one of his closest friends. Did you hear that story? He was talking to one of his homies and he thought everything was cool. And this happened like 2 weeks ago, I think, if that, or no, like 2 months ago. And he was talking to his homie and, everything was cool. And I, they was in the balcony, they was smoking. and he never mentioned he was going through something, or he was dealing with some mental, issues. And 2 days later, man, he went to go see Matt. He went to go see Mad Max, Maxwell, and he said, "Yo, I'm gonna be back, Max." He went to the store and killed himself. So
Wow.
again, I say that to say this, man. Like, if you need to talk to someone, I'm here. E. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're
Much
going through something,
appreciated.
I'm here.
Uh, I love me, and therefore, and that's part of it. You have to you really do have to take it internal. You have to be able to love yourself if you ever want to love anybody else, right? That means you have to take time to yourself too. You just can't be pulled and drug into all kinds of different situations. You have to, be cognizant of not only your mental space and your time and those who you're around. You know what I mean? They can pull on that. So yeah, I hear you. I appreciate that. Thanks for sharing.
One last thing, E. If you had one thing to say to the world, what would it be?
No,
Before I
man,
let you go,
just
E.
just I would say really
Because things are
seek your
bad now,
purpose.
E.
Yeah, I would just say like don't be caught on everything you're seeing on the news or everything you're reading in the books. Really, man, just stay on purpose. Find that. If you find what your purpose is, it'll keep you in line. The Bible says, that he'll be a lamp unto your feet and a light unto your path. What that means is, you can't look down the road or down the hall. You can only see what the next step is. And so keep stepping on purpose. If you step on purpose, man, you won't get caught in all the different back doors, side doors, and all the craziness that you can end up walking down the pathways of. So that's what I was saying.
That was dope, E. Listen, I thank you so much. I appreciate you, brother. Again, I'm gonna text you my number. And you have a friend here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I appreciate it.
And I thank you so much, for even joining,
Yeah, you
this
got me
pod.
because I'm tired.
I know you did say that. You did say that. So I'm actually very grateful. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I thank you so much, and we gonna talk. We
cool.
gonna talk. And
Salute.
again, y'all, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing, for liking, for commenting. This is my bro, E Strick. Y'all stay
Yeah,
tuned for more.
tell him, Mike. Tell him, you can also find Strick 3 to 5, 5 days a week, 93.7 the ticket and all
Oh,
in Lincoln, Nebraska.
It's
You know what
your
I'm saying?
platform. E, go ahead. Say it. It's
Yeah,
your platform. Go ahead,
93.7
E.
the ticket, man. You can also look us up, man. We also have WTF, which is We Talk Facts. So don't get lost in the name. But We Talk Facts on Thursdays is
Don't get
12
lost
from
in the
6 to
sauce.
7. So yeah, man. It's fun time. Sometimes you could even come on there and talk crazy with us, man. We have a good time just talking
Oh
about
yeah,
life.
yeah.
So
You guys go live
yeah,
or
man. Yeah, everything is
so
everything
just
is
like this?
streamed. We're on YouTube live.
Perfect.
We're on YouTube, Facebook, X, and we also have a TV station through Allo, which is 961. And yeah, man. Yeah, theticketfm.com is where you can catch all the previous stuff.
Y'all heard E Strick, man. Y'all heard E Strick. I thank y'all so much. And again, brother, we gonna talk. We gonna chop it up.
For sure.
Peace.